Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to scenario number 2 of the Oversharers podcast, brought to you by Callie and Hannah.
With your fast fingers.
No. Do you remember the name? I deleted the poor girl's scenario by accident. I'm so sorry.
Right, let me get comfortable. So guys, this scenario was sent by one of our wonderful listeners. We won't say your name. We'll try and keep it as anonymous as we can. We really appreciate you sending this to us. And we'll try and give it
a good shot.
Yeah.
A really good, decent, unbiased shot
of giving you the best advice that we can give.
Possibly give, yeah.
In this situation. And if you do want to send us a scenario, guys, callieandharbour@gmail.com. Make sure you don't add any information that will reveal where you're from or any names, and we'll try and get back to you or add it to the next episode wherever you send it. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. I've been following your page and truly appreciate the content you two provide.
Oh my god!
We love that, we really do.
So sweet!
It's not just eye-opening but also helpful for women all over the world. I would like for you to kindly keep this message anonymous, and we will. I got married about a year ago. It was a love marriage and my parents were in agreement as were his parents. We got married and have been living with his parents and divorced sister and her son. My husband and I live in the basement of the house, so it's definitely somewhat suffocating with small windows and no sunlight. I accepted the proposal knowing that I would be living with his family in the basement. However, aside from the lack of sunlight, which is adjustable, I have no privacy. The deep freezer is downstairs, so my mother-in-law is grabbing stuff from there constantly at any given time of the day. The laundry is downstairs, so my father-in-law comes down quite often to do laundry multiple times a day, several times a week. I've addressed these concerns to my husband, who at first was in agreement that I don't have privacy, but over time would ask me to make this my home and that his parents coming downstairs a few times a week isn't a big deal. Aside from this, our relationship is pretty healthy. What are your thoughts on this? I've asked to move out, but my husband thinks we're not financially in a situation where we can afford to move out just yet. We've fought several times and unfortunately his parents had to get involved since our bedroom is right below his parents. And unfortunately I've been disrespectful with his parents because they believe I want to break the family by separating their son and moving out. Of course my mother-in-law was the one to say that. I want to keep a healthy relationship with his family, but this requires us to have our own space. My husband wasn't budging because of our financial status until recently. I was able to persuade my husband to move out. We finalised an apartment and will be moving soon inshallah if all goes well. However, my husband did not pay a single penny towards the apartment.
I'm fuming.
Initial deposit was £5,000. In Islam, it's the husband's duty to provide a place to live for his wife. Aside from his financial setbacks, he believes he's already providing me with an ideal living space, which is understandable as he has spent a lot of money on renovating it. Unfortunately, the big issue is privacy. I'm only limited to the bedroom space and work from home, so definitely feel suffocated and losing my mind sometimes since I'm stuck in one room all day. I was really upset about how he agreed to move, but for my sake only, and didn't give me any money to help. I am hurt, disappointed and feel betrayed, and sometimes question my decision on this marriage. I haven't been able to sleep for the past 4 to 5 days thinking and overthinking. I feel really bad. I actually do feel really bad. Right, so the first things first. So you got married, you both had an agreement to move to the basement until you financially became stable to move to your own place. Right, but
what a lot of women do is they will agree to live in these situations But there is like an unsaid, or there's usually a thing where eventually they're going to move out and they're going to have their own place, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, let's bear the brunt of this really shit living situation for now, but afterwards we're going to be in an amazing situation because we've raised all this money and now we can afford it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But what I don't get is, like, I'm jumping the whole kind of like interaction that she's having with the in-laws and the you know, like the breach of the personal space and all of that, but I don't get how it's gone from that situation to then him not basically renting the new house for her, or not paying for the rent for this new home.
Yeah. So
I don't get it.
So essentially they both agreed to move out, and I think he's become comfortable in this space. So he said to her, let's wait until we're more financially stable. So they've agreed on an apartment, but the deposit for the apartment was £5,000, which I'm assuming is her money.
But is he saying that he's not going to pay for the rent for this new apartment, or is he just not paying for the deposit?
He didn't contribute to the deposit,
right,
which is £5,000.
So he's not happy with moving?
No. So he's basically saying, and so what I'm understanding from this, is that this £5,000 she's put into the house is a setback for him.
Yeah, but what I'm also understanding from this is he hasn't necessarily
taken the steps to move out.
Agreed to move out. He hasn't necessarily said, like, even though he's changed his tune, he's basically saying, right, well, if you want to move out, you pay for it.
I mean, I don't know if he said that, but he's obviously not contributed to the deposit, which is insinuating that he's probably not going to contribute to the house then.
Because it's her decision. See, she's the one that's been pushing for this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting from it.
But then to me, I don't understand, because it says he wasn't budging because of our financials until recently. So until recently means that he's agreed.
But he's agreed because he's not paying towards it.
Yeah. And the other thing is, before that, he said to her, obviously this is a situation we're living in, but once we get financially stable, we'll move to our own place.
That doesn't necessarily mean
it will happen now.
It will happen now. He's agreed because she's paying for it.
Yeah.
He hasn't agreed because he wants to leave his mum's house.
No.
That's the problem. And also, they made a plan together that they were going to leave when they're financially ready. Like, so now when they've got to the new house, the burden of the home has
gone onto her.
Under her.
Yeah. And I want to say a few things about that, because when first two things, when you and a partner initially agree on something as a married couple, you're a team.
You're a team.
So if you've agreed long term, we are going to move out, because it's not sustainable to live in your family's home unless the home can be able to accommodate everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When there's families that have big homes and they can, you know, do extensions, and, you know, the family can live in the extension, I don't mind. I've got my own space.
Yeah.
But if you're in a crowded room, that is not good for your mental health. That's not good for your marriage.
In and out.
You can't even be naked.
No one cares that you're even there. People are able to come in and out as they please to do their daily chores. That is not a sustainable living space.
No, and it doesn't create the hospitable home that you want with your new life. So number one, that's where he's going wrong. He should have took this as a small milestone to stack up.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And get to a place and leave, because you want to both be comfortable and create a life together. Secondly, oh god, I forgot my second point.
I just think,
sorry. You go.
I just think that if they have both agreed that they're both going to add equal amounts to saving up to be able to finance a home together, that's great. Do you know what I mean? No, I don't think I don't think in the scenario he said that